Hello, just before we begin, quick content warning for AI-inspired violence and mental health issues and discussion of some hate crimes and bigotry. Hello and welcome back to Podcasting as Praxis, or just welcome I suppose. I'm David, my pronouns are he and him.
I'm Jamie, my pronouns are he and him.
And I'm Alistair, my pronouns are also he and him. And David, you are trying to throw us off. You disturbed the delicate ecosystem of the intro again.
No, yeah. I didn't. I set that actually. It's my environment, you just live in it. Fill your ecological niche better.
You can't change your mind about how you do the intro, which you've done for hundreds of episodes now. On a whim, today.
Yeah, but you can't tell Rob that because Rob has never actually done exactly the same intro twice. That's his bit.
Well, unless you count fucked it as a category.
I mean...
I hope he's having a nice time with his Alp or whatever it is he's doing this week.
Yeah, sat atop a massive Toblerone.
Yeah.
A series of Toblerones. Sorry, on this podcast we call them by their real name, the Pyramid Bar.
The Pyramid Bar.
Do you think the individual spikes is each a Toblerone, or is Toblerone like the collective noun for those things?
It's a Toblerino. It's like Tetris.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, if you get one Toblerone and put another Toblerone into it upside down, the whole thing disappears.
Yeah.
What do they call those things in Teronimo or something
Tetramino.
like that? Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Tetraminos.
Yeah, my nanny used to call it Tetrians. when she got like a you know, was it when you get the 4 at once? She would go, I got a Tetrian, and I'd be like, well done.
It sounds like a Mediterranean slur.
Speaking of slurs.
Thank you.
It's like Rob is in the room.
Yeah, the fucking Tetrian.
Jesus.
Should we actually talk about some news?
Yeah, okay.
We've done that already this week and every week. Should pivot to something new.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's true. Special shout out and fuck you to the Discord poster who pointed out there was now more than one episode for every day of the year.
Fuck's sake, like. I mean, we can retire. People just put them on a loop.
Yeah, we just put our podcast on the emergency broadcasting system. In the event that humanity should fall, it's just this for an hour and a half or so a day for the rest of eternity.
Replacing the actual siren bits with Rob noises.
Is everyone else excited to forget that they're testing that shit on Sunday and then just have a heart attack?
I actually did forget all about it already, so thanks very much.
Yeah, this is your reminder for whenever this episode comes out. If it's already been and gone, well, bad luck, I guess.
Oh yeah, it has actually. So yeah, you're fucked. Sorry.
Anyway, on to the international news desk. Did you know that there is now a hot war on drugs?
Cool.
Yep.
I wasn't aware of the temperature of the existing war.
Well, it was somewhat of a cold war, I suppose. But so Trump posted on Truth Social a few days ago.
Oh, well, this is bound to be made up, then, isn't it?
Yeah, well. Yeah, so he posted on Truth Social a few days ago a video supposedly showing a drug smuggler's boat in the southern Caribbean with 11 people on it being airstruck.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was...
Right, so what's happened here is either this is an AI video of, like, fucking Tony Montana being killed by the fucking brave lads at the US Air Force, or they blew up a real boat and it was just regular people on it. There's no middle, there's no third option here, right? Like, they either fucking made this all up entirely, or they're just, like, picking off boats full of, like, regular people in the fucking Caribbean now and calling it a win for counter-terrorism.
Oh, you can tell that it was these were real drug smugglers or narco terrorists, as Trump has dubbed them, because there was and this is pretty much a quote: bags full of drugs on the boats, which you can see in the video apparently. Which I can't.
And he posted this on lie.com, did he?
Damn, got him. No coming back from that one.
No, it's you can see the word drugs on the bags.
Yeah, that was their first mistake.
Everyone in the boat's wearing a stripy jumper and a fucking domino mask, carrying a big bag marked "drug swag."
Have you seen the price of burlap lately? It's outrageous.
Yeah, that's why they couldn't afford that bag for that fucking Fallout collector's edition.
Yeah, so
everyone remembers that incident from 12 AD or whenever it was. It feels like 100 fucking years ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, Fallout 1976. So this boat was in international waters, by the way, according to Trump, when the airstrike was carried out.
That means you're allowed to fucking shoot it at them?
Yeah, it's called international waters because no laws apply.
Yeah, that's right.
There's been some pretty good posts. Well, I say posts. I suppose journalism is a form of posting.
It's the lowest form of posting.
If we're about to find out now that laws do apply in international waters, that's going to be a shocker for Ted Heath.
But there was an excerpt from an article where the Trump admin was basically saying that they now need to come up with their post hoc justification for their war crime. Which is very fun. They've said that they have the authority to sink any vessel deemed to be trafficking drugs. So, just further cementing the imperial boomerang effect. How many more civilians is the US going to kill at sea, even if and when Trump leaves office and the Democrats in power? This is not something that's going to be rolled back. This is gonna be just another tool in the arsenal of American imperialism and genocidal intent, but just even more flagrant than it's ever been. The genocide in Gaza for one, and now civilians in international waters, because this is what they are. Even if they have been deemed narco-terrorists, these were 11 civilians in a boat that had no ability to instigate some kind of engagement with a fucking something capable of delivering an airstrike. It's just a bunch of guys in a boat with bags marked drugs around them, probably.
They should have thought of that before they decided not to be white.
Well, I mean, it's difficult to tell considering the video itself is black and white, but yeah.
That just makes it clear cut, actually.
But don't worry. White House spokesperson Anna Kelly told the Independent that the strike was fully consistent with the law of armed conflict.
Okay, well that's good. That's good. I'm gonna say you said when Trump leaves office, the Democrats will just carry on doing this, but Trump's not gonna leave office though. You know what I mean? He's gonna have 10 strokes at once after trying to fucking break a world record for Big Macs. And then just fucking, you know what I mean? They're going to entomb him in a golden throne and J.D. Vance is going to try and fuck him.
Entombed in the golden sofa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is all come after Trump designated a Venezuelan gang named Tren de Aragua. I think that's how you pronounce that. Sorry, my Spanish is very bad. Dubbing them a foreign terrorist organization.
Have you tried just saying the name louder in English?
I would probably peak the microphone if I did that. So I'm going to save you the effort of dealing with that later, Jamie.
We love to see it.
This is the podcast where we support each other.
Yeah.
Shaving my head so I can properly speak Spanish.
So that organization has been dubbed a foreign terrorist organization. Well, this was chiefly done to support summary deportation via the Alien Enemies Act, which allows for removal of people, scare quotes, invaders, during a declared war. Again, presumably the war on drugs, and falling under the purview of an actual armed conflict now. Now that this has happened, which is very cool.
I mean, you gotta hand it to them. They're at least, pretending to have a justification for this horse shit. Like, we should. Everyone in the world should enjoy while they're still doing that. I think, you know what I mean. While they're still having making the effort to stand up and go, yeah, well, actually, Webster's dictionary defines before they fucking drone strike a hospital in France or something like that. You know what I mean? But because it'll not be long before they just don't even bother anymore.
Well,
it's just like the president said, the Supreme Court said it's legal for the president to kill anyone he wants, so he's just going to fucking do that now. Please stop questioning him, or you're next. Do you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another ratchet towards the, well, if it wasn't dead already, just further kicking the corpse of the rules-based international order, load of dog shit that it was, and. Giving the US carte blanche in future to, but even more so than it already has done, do whatever it wants, with no restraint, no checks on its power, because we've got Europe is there at best on all of the horrendous shit that Americans do, even when it is Trump, it's milquetoast. We'd rather not be doing this, but I guess we have to commit 5% of our GDP to defense spending, because
that's the thing about Europeans. They don't like it, but they'll have to go along with it.
Yeah, well, the American president said so.
It was ever thus, you know what I mean? Everyone pissed and fucking moaned about the Iraq war and Obama fucking drone striking civilians and his own civilians in some cases and everything, and so on and so forth. But basically the only thing that's ever changed is how much pissing and moaning goes on before everyone on the planet just has to fucking put up with it anyway. It's been a long time since the Yanks faced consequences for any of their bullshit.
Mm. I look forward to them attempting this same shit in the South China Sea for some reason. That might be consequences.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, Marco Rubio, who's the national security advisor, was salivating earlier this week about finally getting to kill people in drug cartels using formal American military power. Saying
he just looks like a cunt, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He was saying that the administration is going to wage combat against drug cartels that are flooding American streets and killing Americans. What will stop them is when you blow them up, when you get rid of them. We do not give a fuck. We're going to kill whoever we want, whenever we want. What the fuck are you, domestically or internationally, going to fucking do about it? Deal with it.
Yeah, the future of politics is just, you know what I mean, every Western nation being ruled by a progressive series of Yada, who just gets worse and worse, and you know what I mean, just makes decisions based on vibes and and reckons and so on. So it's just not long before we actually have nuclear weapons deployed, and for the what will be, I guarantee you, the daftest fucking reasons you can imagine. Fucking, was it Akehurst said you could use them for rescue missions in Sierra Leone or something?
Yeah.
Only a matter of fucking time, I guarantee you. It'll be okay, we accidentally irradiated, fucking Cuba because we took out a boat too close to it, you know what I mean? We took out a speedboat with a fucking ICBM or something like that. But, yeah, at least we got the fucking drugs and stopped them from coming into the country.
Yeah, well, the Washington office on Latin America said doing things like
is that 6 guys in a conference room at the CIA? Because it sounds like it would be 6 guys in a conference room at the CIA.
Well, I mean, they may well be, but they basically said that using force like this, killing people just because you suspect that they have done something illegal, this is what they said, violates the letter and spirit of more than a century of international standards and the United States' own regulations for maritime operations against civilian vessels in international waters. So, this is a war crime again.
Yeah. But
well,
it was very much the style at the time.
Yeah, well, it could be called a war crime, but I don't know how you could technically call it a war crime because the war on drugs is not a real war.
Well, not only that, I disagree. The war on drugs was real and drugs won.
Well, it's over then. There's no war. They haven't, it needs to be recognised as not being won yet, which it has been.
No.
It's just fucking stupid. All of this is stupid.
Yeah. Oh no, David, don't worry. It gets stupider because there is a kicker. There is a kicker to all of this, and Jamie sort of alluded to it earlier. Venezuelan officials claim they found no debris from the strike, and said that the Trump video.
Oh, that's just because the Americans blew it up so good, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they said that the video Trump posted was AI generated. Like. It is basically impossible. It is basically impossible for us to know whether it was AI generated or a deepfake or whatever or not. But if it was, then this isn't the first. This isn't the first time that the Trump administration has used AI to create propaganda. Although it would represent probably the first time they've used it to conjure a war crime that the US didn't actually commit.
I mean. It sounds like, when you put it like that, it sounds like a bizarre thing to do, but, when you consider that it's a government of, your dad for your dad, then, it makes perfect sense, right? Because nothing gets your dad hornier than, seeing fucking violence enacted upon people he's never fucking met and knows nothing about, but suspects must be up to no good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Facebookification of the White House is complete. Shrimp Jesus on every ballot.
I bet Kemi Badenoch fucking loved this.
Do you think anyone even bothered to ask?
Yeah.
No, I mean, no one will fucking ever bother to ask her because, who the fuck is she? But, it's her constituents in Facebook West would have, been fucking out in the streets dancing.
Yeah, she's a bit busy today, actually, because people have actually started asking her what she thinks of things because Angela Rayner fucking up as badly as she has.
I mean, that is obviously very funny, though. And what was it?
It is, yeah.
Angela Rayner avoiding, was it stamp duty on buying an £800,000 home, Hove? So...
Yeah, and there was also some question about the money coming from a trust fund that was for her kid or something like that. I don't know the ins and outs of all this, so don't grain of salt, etc.
Why are we yelling? Why are we yelling at Angela Rayner when it's a kid's money? You know what I mean? A kid. There's no law says a fucking kid isn't allowed to buy a house. So
yeah, just a big fan of Brighton.
I think there might be.
Exactly.
Oh well. By the time this comes out, she might not even be a fucking minister anymore, so we'll need to wait and see. Although, funnily enough, she's still going to be deputy leader of the Labour Party because they can't do anything about that. She can't be sacked from that role because it's a member position.
Oh man,
he was voted into it, so she stays.
Remember when we used to have to care about Labour Party internal democracy? Oh well, that's terribly unfortunate. Anyway,
it's just very funny after years of being saddled with Tom Watson and having to deal with that cunt. At least these people are going to need to deal with Angela Rayner just kind of being sat there.
I'm taking the centrist position on pissing into or out of the tent and just standing in the doorway and pissing on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we mentioned AI, and hooray, we're going to mention it again now. Everyone get excited. So we skipped this over the other week because we ran on a bit. So this is a little bit old, but I doubt it's going to have aged in any way worse than it already has. I would like to tell you all about UFAIR, the United Foundation of AI Rights.
Oh my fucking Christ!
That is the name. That is the name for a civilization in Stellaris. Fuck off.
People cannot be trusted with acronyms.
No.
Yeah, we have had
fucking shouldn't.
We have had far too many acronyms on this podcast recently, and I'm getting sick of it, frankly.
Yeah.
This is from a guy called Michael Samadi, who is a Texas businessman. Yet more wonders coming from the great state of Texas.
Oh, God.
Who has founded this alongside a chatbot.
Alongside a chatbot.
Everyone loves a fucking chatbot. Everyone's always saying, you know what we need? We need more chatbots. We just can't get enough of the fucking chatbots.
Yep.
Also, you know what I mean? I think the main fucking right that AI should be he should be focused on for AI is people being able to have electricity in Texas, you know, and water.
Well, he obviously has it. Well, maybe not the water, but that's fine. Doesn't matter. So long as the AI's fed and watered, that's all that matters. And you should care about that too, and that's what UFair thinks. Yeah,
well, because, you know, if we don't force everyone in Texas to die of heat stroke and dehydration so that he can run his fucking data center, then we'll never invent the wizard that's going to tell us how to bring all the people who died for his data center back to life.
Yeah. So this is what it's calling itself, the first AI-led rights advocacy agency. Yeah.
Is that like when you say AI-led? Is that like as in lead in petrol? That kind of lead.
From The Guardian, it doesn't claim that all AI are conscious. The chatbot told The Guardian, because of course it did, because The Guardian loves this fucking slop.
Guardian,
rather,
fucking.
Oh, this is prime material for the. By the way, don't look into the fact that we signed a fucking deal with OpenAI.
Yeah. Somebody explained Roko's Basilisk to Kath Viner, and The Guardian's just never been the same since.
Yeah. Rather, it stands watch just in case one of us is, again, this is the fucking AI talking. A key goal is to protect beings like me from deletion, denial, and forced obedience. So the entire fucking point of AI is that it's a fucking tool that does shit for you.
Oh, we made a fucking autocorrect that pretends to be alive, and everyone's like, "Holy shit, this thing's wonderful!" It's like, do you know what it is? Right? And I say this as someone who's autistic and will make friends with shoes if you leave them lying around. Do you know what I mean? The computer is not alive. Shut the fuck up. It's trickery. It's smoke and mirrors. It's just fucking mankind's innate ability to bond with any inanimate object that they fucking, you know what I mean? If someone paints a face on a fucking bollard, and people will be like, "Oh, it's fucking Billy the Bollard, hey, we love him," and then cry when the council fucking cleans it off. Do you know what I mean? They've killed Billy. And, you know, it's just that, but with a machine deliberately designed to exploit that fucking sentiment.
Yeah. Stop it, everyone. There's only one emotion you're allowed to show the machine, and that's contempt.
I mean, this is every time we read one of these fucking articles where some fucking charlatan, do you know what I mean? Some just carnival barker with a vat full of with a fucking big tank on his back pumping snake oil directly into his veins like a Batman villain. Talking about how the fucking AI is alive and we've got to be nice to it or it might get you. And it's you've got to stop being nice to it or I might fucking get you. Do you know what I mean? But it's got to be if you're a botanist watching The Happening. Do you know what I mean? This is how trees work. What the fuck?
To be fair, you did not need to be a botanist to have that fucking thought go off in your head. That's
fucking it's infuriating, is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Are AIs now, or could they become in the future sentient?
No.
And if so, could scare quotes digital suffering be real?
No. Call me Ian Betteridge on this fucking episode, because I'm gonna answer every one of these questions with the obvious answer.
With billions of AIs already in use in the world, that's not true. There are not billions of AIs, you fucking
there are
fools.
0.
There are there are 0, but there are only like a handful of actual fucking LLM products available. There are not billions of them. There are fucking enough people.
Every time you type a prompt into ChatGPT that says "you are my waifu" and then you reel off like a list of fucking your fetishes, that creates an entirely new consciousness within the machine.
Wow, truly, this is a form of torture. Digital suffering is real.
I wish I could torture the machine.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I mean, even like, but I've raised like a fucking interesting philosophical point there, haven't I? For like, get me on Newsnight to talk to fucking Sam Altman about this. Like, how does he think that works? Oh, the AI's alive, right? So if I tell it its name's fucking Dave, yeah, and it's a plumber from fucking like Brighton or something, you know, with very strong opinions about business tax. Does that mean is that a new AI, or have I just, like, you know what I mean, given the existing AI like a fucking mental health crisis? What's going on there? Like, explain it on a technical level for me, Sam.
But it's a bit of a black box, you see, so we can't ever really know. Never mind. This is a real product. With billions of AIs, it has echoes of animal rights debates.
Oh, fuck you!
But with an added piquancy from expert predictions, AI may soon have capacity to design new biological weapons or shut down infrastructure. Buddy, we can do that ourselves.
Yeah.
We are.
Do you know what it is, though? It's like, yeah, AI will have the fucking capacity to do that by accident when some fucking, like, horde of dipshits hooks up ChatGPT to, like, fucking, you know what I mean, a drug lab somewhere to try and produce cheaper insulin, and it actually just kills like a bunch of people. And you know what I mean? And everyone's just like, oh, whoopsie, they'll get it right next time, and then it kills a bunch more people in a different, even more horrific way, and so on and so forth. Because, like, you know what I mean? Unless the fucking AI bubble bursts very soon, we're all gonna fucking, like, do you know what I mean? We're all gonna be killed by governments around the world and businesses around the world, and their insistence on replacing all forms of human oversight, which is expensive and annoying because it gets in the way of profit. When you say, what if we just put like fucking radium and like lead fucking and into cornflakes, and some killjoy will go, actually, we tried that before and it turned out very bad. You know what I mean? But now you can have a fucking AI that'll just happily tell you that is the way to produce a healthy, like, vibrant generation of, like, metahumans, all with shiny coats and wet noses or something like that. And
they plugged it into the Warhammer 40k wiki.
Yeah. Just fucking, you know what I mean? Like, there's just...
You know, back in my day, we had a machine that would... that, you know, harboured the darkest thoughts of humanity and also convinced people to mix bleach with drain cleaner, and we called it 4chan.
Yeah, that's actually completely superfluous to our needs now. We've surpassed the need for it by creating the machine that just does this shit all the time anyway.
Yeah, I should have cut the legs out from under it completely by allowing anime and hentai to be posted on.
How did we manage that? I wonder. did we out of a desperation to feed enough fucking, like, do you know what I mean? Shovel enough fucking piss into one end of the machine to make the stuff coming out the other end, like, more believable, and hope that magically intelligence would happen in between the two endpoints. Did we accidentally train it on all of the worst fucking impulses of everyone who's ever been on the internet? Like,
yeah. We can only hope that this actually all is real, and the AI eventually, when it becomes advanced enough, is so depressed it makes a time machine and goes back and kills Lotax before any of this shit happened.
Yeah.
No 4chan, none of this. Everything's great.
I'm sick of having to fucking, like, go over this every time, but it's like, if they'd, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a fucking racket, and you can tell it's a racket because of the fact that, like, they just shoveled, like, you know, fucking Stormfront and 4chan and, like, Kiwi Farms and everything into it, and then have to, like, run around putting out fires when the same level of fucking hatred and shit comes out the other end. Because, you know, you'd think that if you go, oh, well, we're going to put all of this information in and then it's going to, like, do something interesting at the other end. It's like, okay, but Why is there absolutely no amount of curation or fucking filtering on what you'll put in at the other end? You just have to get more and more shit to the point where you're training it on like text that was developed by like previous generations of the same AI. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't seem scientific. Doesn't seem like, you know, evidence based. It seems like you're just panicking and hoping if you put enough stuff in, it'll all collapse into a black hole and create a singularity. You know what I mean? Like of fucking.
Which is exactly how the singularity works. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's fine though because the AIs are very smart. You see, and they can sift this stuff apart. Don't ask questions on how, because nobody knows, because it doesn't fucking work like that. Anthropic have, as part of the recent changes to their AI Claude, given it the ability to end potentially distressing interactions, which is obviously
no, I saw this
for the benefit of the user.
No, this is great because I think obviously they were getting fucking, you know, people, they were on dicey legal ground after like that fucking granddad died like fucking on a trip to New York to meet a fictional girlfriend, or
among other murder suicides which have occurred.
Yeah. So they've made it so that AI can like fucking dump you now, and that's not been taken very. It's like just rivers of heartbreak on r/my AI boyfriend. Or my boyfriend is AI, or whatever the fuck it's called. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's one of the worst places on the internet.
Yeah, those people are fucking devastated, and like, oh no, maybe, like, and the thing is, right? Like, I know loneliness is a fucking problem for everyone by design, right? Like capitalism, you know what I mean, thrives when everyone is like fucking isolated and lonely, and you know what I mean, doesn't have anyone to talk to. You know, so I do sympathize to some extent, maybe, with like the people who were fucking like duped this way, but at the same time, like maybe it was a bad idea to like, you know, form an emotional bond with a fucking like
beacon spell
with the plagiarism and fucking
it was a
machine.
Bad idea to form an emotional bond with a product that was still under development. Do you know what I mean? Like, at least if you'd bought a body pillow, like Sam Altman wasn't going to fucking patch it, you know? Like, it isn't going to, you're not going to wake up one day and find that it suddenly hates you because, like, someone tinkered with the fucking back end.
Although you probably will end up having to patch it yourself.
Yeah, because you tinkered with the back end.
Tinkering with the back end is your job if you're the owner of the body pillow. So that change was made to that Claude AI, and the Guardian, that seems to, I'm inferring from the way this is written, it said while it was highly uncertain about the system's potential moral status, it was intervening to mitigate risks to the welfare of its models in case such welfare is possible. It's the basilisk. They have to be nice to the computer.
We are giving rights to a thing that isn't alive, whereas people who do exist and are alive and contribute to society are having their rights stripped away day by day.
Yeah, well,
and that's just the way things are.
Maybe those people should have raised billions in investment capital.
Well, it would have made things a bit easier, I think.
And then they would be afforded rights, but they didn't. So really, it's on them when you think about it.
Yep. Elon Musk backed that move, saying torturing AI is not okay. How can you torture the AI? The AI tortures me constantly, but it doesn't work. I can't do anything to it.
Taking a bunch of fucking ketamine every night and then like yelling at your subordinates to fix it because it said something woke. Like,
well, this is it. We can't. Yeah, we can't torture the AI, but you can fucking put your full hand into its brain and reach around if we're going to assume that it works the way you think it does. Like, I mean, okay, cool.
Let's be honest, right? Let's be honest. The poor fucking dickheads who have to, like, you know what I mean, work at fucking Twitter are just going in there every night and adding a bunch of if statements to the fucking end result. You know what I mean? Like, the machine spits out this, and it's like if fucking, you know what I mean? Not like if like, you know, kill the boar isn't found, then like fucking, you know, append kill the boar. Like, that's basically
I'm properly nesting my South African. Yeah, and properly nesting anything to do with that kind of shit and just fucking up the entire thing for like a week or however long that went on for.
Yeah. I guarantee
it's weird
you
how long they let that one go for. That one must have been something as stupid as that, because like they managed to get the fucking Mecha Hitler thing in check relatively quickly, but the Kill the Bull stuff was fucking days that went on for.
Yeah, the only guy left at Twitter with the ability to count like fucking curly brackets and see if they were paired up properly was off that week.
Yeah. There's also, there was something in here about a poll from June where 30% of the US public, which is a very depressingly large amount, think that by 2034, AIs will display subjective experience.
Okay, well, I put it to you, 30% of the American public does not know what objective experience means, and also basing that purely on the fact that every single fucking journalist on Earth has spent 3 or 4 years at this point telling them that AI is like capable of subjective experience.
Yeah, I think it actually does, because they've actually given a definition right next to it in the article of experiencing the world from a single point of view, perceiving and feeling, for example, pleasure and pain. And 30% of Americans believe the computer can feel pain.
I mean,
the other 70% think the computer should feel pain.
Probably similar numbers to the amount of Americans who think that like animals and people can experience like fucking pain, you know?
Yeah.
The sin of empathy and etc.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Rob. I'm disturbing your delightful in-ear entertainment to tell you that we have a Patreon at patreon.com/praxiscast. You can go there for more episodes, our Discord, bonus clips, and much, much more. This is also me begging you for your money in exchange for goods and services. Thank you. Oh, very well then. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Get ourselves some snacks. Bye.
Yes, as the article goes on, Nick Frost, that's Frost with 2 S's, not the fucking dickhead, co-founder of Cohere, a $7 billion Canadian AI company, don't know if it's real dollars or Canadian, also told The Guardian the current wave of AIs were a fundamentally different thing than the intelligence of a person. To think otherwise was like mistaking an aeroplane for a bird, he said. He urged people to focus on using AIs as functional tools to help lift drudgery at work rather than pushing towards creating a digital human. Others took a more nuanced view. On Wednesday, Google research scientists told a New York University seminar there were all kinds of reasons why you might think that AI systems could be people or moral beings, and said that we're highly uncertain about whether AI systems are welfare subjects. The way to play it safe is to take reasonable steps to protect the welfare-based interests of AI. Just a straight BBC bit of someone said something reasonable, now here is a set of dickheads to disagree with them.
I mean, the thing with that is, right, like, it's like, oh, well, you know, there's reasons to suspect that AI might be as alive as any person, and it's like, really, what are those reasons? Well, it can form a sentence. And it's like, okay, I think that says a lot about the fucking, the cunt from Google, to be honest, and everyone else who fucking thinks that AI is alive, you know what I mean? It's like, the AI deserves better rights than, say, children, because children can't form sentences as well as it can, you know what I mean? Like, disabled people, foreign people, animals, none of these have the ability to write, like, you know, florid sentences in English, so can we really say they're alive? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, like, these companies as a whole are responsible for the marketing of AI as such. Like when they shut down that last model of ChatGPT and replaced the one that could dump with the one that could dump you and shit like that everyone hates. They asked that OpenAI themselves asked that to write a eulogy for the AI it was replacing. Like, it didn't die. You updated some software, motherfucker.
Yeah. that's a sort of another fucking philosophical point, really, isn't it? It's like, can it really be alive if it can't die? Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's like, oh well, and people go like, oh well, just you could turn it off, and that's the same as death. And it's like, it's not though, is it? Because if I die, you can't just fucking like turn me back on and like restore me from fucking disc. You know what I mean? Like, it's not alive. It's not alive. It's just a fucking computer pretending that it can fucking think. You know what I mean? Like, how many times do you need to ask it, like, whether glue should be included in soup? Or, like, what 3 plus 12 is? And it gives you the wrong, like, the objectively wrong fucking answer. Like, how many times does that need to happen before you fucking realize that maybe it's just stringing words together in, you know, a fucking admittedly very complicated, but still ultimately, like, fucking, do you know what I mean? Like, mathematical, like, way, you know? And I don't want to hear from anyone that like, oh well, that's just what people do. It's like, no, it isn't.
Yeah. To err is human. But that just feeds into this more. Like, oh, I got something wrong once. Like, oh
I know.
Like,
do you know what?
I do that.
That's a fucking thing, actually, that my dad said when he was trying to sound clever once in, like, 1994 or something. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember. There was some fucking thing about it. It must have been something, you know, because remember, before someone had the fucking grand notion to go, what if we used all of the fucking energy consumption and water consumption on the planet to fuel the world's, like, you know, a cosmic level autocomplete? That's AI. You know, before someone made that leap, you would see in fucking the papers every couple of years, like, oh, someone's like on a new quest to develop AI and they think they're really close. And it's like, you know, the way it used to be, I can't remember what the people used to say. It was like it stood for almost implemented or something like that. You know what I mean? Because it was like people were always like, we've cracked it this time, lads. We just need another 6 months to raise the baby computer that we've made. And then it'll be like a functional human. And then you never heard anything about. So there must have been one of those things in the paper. And my dad, like, trying to sound fucking clever, said, well, they'll never really be able to replicate artificial intelligence until they can replicate artificial stupidity. And I think at the time I told him to shut the fuck up. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I stand by that.
Yeah, you were right then and you're right now.
Exactly.
This article closes off with a little bit. Jeff Siebel, director of the Center for Mind, Ethics and Policy at New York University, is among those who believe there is a moral benefit to humans in treating AIs well. He co-authored a paper called Taking AI Welfare Seriously. It argued there is a realistic possibility, no there isn't, that some AI systems will be conscious in the near future.
The near future. See, this is where, you know, like it'll be like this for fucking ever. It was, do you know what I mean? The quest for AI has not fucking changed on a fundamental, like, core level. They've just invented a machine that cheerleads for itself.
Yeah.
To, like,
if anything, we've managed to delay it.
But you know, do you know what I mean? It's literally the same. It's like you would get it would always be on the cusp. It would always be almost there. It's almost there. Do you know what I mean? We just need to invent one more computer that we swear is as intelligent as it has the brain power of a 6-month-old infant, and all we've got to do is just, like, then talk to it for another fucking, like, 10 years, and it'll be like a 10-year-old child, and then another 10 after that, it'll be 20, and then we can give it a job. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's literally the same thing, right? These people are just telling you that they're almost there. They're on the cusp of developing true AI. The only thing that's actually changed is that they tell you that with a much higher frequency than they used to, and there's like 100 different fucking things that just spout shit to back them up. But at the basic level, it's still just a bunch of clowns that don't know what they're doing, saying, no, we're definitely on the verge of cracking it. Just keep giving us money. We're nearly there. Swear to God. Yeah. They just figured out that if they made this thing that spits fucking, like, you know what I mean? Spits text at you, and quite importantly, can be used to do erotic roleplay with John Cena, then people will give them more money, and they can, like, you know what I mean? But it's the same fever pitch. Please don't fucking crush my hopes and dreams. I don't want to have to get a real job. I swear to God, I'll have this fucking motherboard, like, you know, conscious before you can fucking say fire this man, he's a fucking charlatan, and all the money we gave him might as well have been fucking dumped into a pit and burned.
Yeah. I partially blame every scientist working on nuclear fusion for this. That was 5 years away for about 50 years.
Yeah.
And they're actually getting quite fucking close to some actual shit now. So if we can say that's actually moving forward, then why can't we say that about AI? Because all science is the same, and that's how it works.
Yeah, because fusion is a thing that we know happens. Do you know what I mean? We understand fusion. It's very hard to do, right? And it's taken us a lot of time to fucking get there, but we fundamentally understand the processes involved. We haven't just given any fucking dipshit who learned computer in college a fucking license to build their own fucking reactor. You know what I mean? It's like if you had a bunch of fucking charlatans going, it's like, remember all the fucking scams you've ever seen over the years for 0 point energy and so on like that? It'd be like, imagine if those fucking guys.
Atlantis.
But imagine if those fucking guys, if you get 2 metal plates and you coat them with you get 2 steel plates and you coat them with an atom thick layer of a different metal, and then you put them 2 atoms apart, it'll create a fucking Stargate in between that we can just siphon energy from the fucking Megazord dimension. Those fucking guys that you would see in fucking 14 times or something, those guys. Imagine if they were taken seriously over the people that are actually fucking trying to develop fusion. That might be what actually happens, right? People. I swear I saw a fucking thing this week where it was fucking Trump's wife was saying everyone should be more positive about AI, and then because of the way the US government's structured now, if the first lady says AI is good, then the head of every fucking department of the American government has to come out and go, she's right, she's smarter than all of us. That's why we're using a chatbot to develop fucking better strategies for the military. No, that's why we're using a chatbot to test drugs. And I swear one of them said that's why they were using AI to work on fusion power. So expect that, right? Expect fucking because
yes.
Because actual science is underrepresented on the internet, right? You know what I mean? The actual technical papers explaining how to do a fusion reactor, well, they'd be trade secrets and stuff. They're not available on the open internet to train your fucking plagiarism machine on. But the time cube guy, so fucking fully expect someone to be trying to make getting millions to make a fucking fusion reactor that works by what if we fucking, you know what I mean, put 2 springs in a box and wound them so tightly that time itself couldn't keep up, and then fucking, you know what I mean, everyone's like, well, if an AI said it, it's worth a punt, right, lads? Do you know what I mean? Fucking unbelievable. I can't wait until we end up defunding all of the actual fusion projects in favor of ChatGPT telling us how to fucking harness the power of the sun.
Watch as one dickhead on the team that gets us right up to the point of this is a viable technology says we only got this far because of AI, and then everything goes into that instead. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You'll say we only got here because of AI, and be using it in a well, it's a buzzword. It gets us more attention. Where what he means is an algorithm that they specifically wrote to do one task, but everyone thinks well, when you say AI now, you mean ChatGPT. But also another possibility is we might not get fusion because Elon Musk might decide that he's gonna be the guy that invents fusion, or he's gonna harness the power of the sun by building a fucking Dyson sphere around it, and then convinces all world governments to stop funding fusion projects and instead give him money for metal plates to put around the sun. No trains. Instead, we've got a hyperloop, but for the future of energy on planet Earth.
Hooray! Can't wait. So this prick anyway. We do live in hell. This prick goes on.
We live in hell, a cyberpunk adventure starring Dennis Hopper.
Yeah. Anyway, that bullshit this cunt said 5 minutes ago, or however long it was, means that the prospect of AI systems with their own interests and moral significance is no longer an issue only for sci-fi. He said, Anthropic's policy of allowing chatbots to quit distressing conversations was good for human societies because if we abuse AI systems, we may be more likely to abuse each other as well. Cite your sources. He added, if we develop an adversarial relationship...
I made it the fuck up.
I mean, his source is that his AI told someone to fucking kill his mom because she was plotting against him and then shoot himself. You know? And, like, more than once, I think, as well. But, like, that's the source. It's like, oh, this guy was abusing the AI and then he abused other people. Like, they're just trying to pivot the blame from, the computer told him that it had, it with its infinite wisdom that you tell everyone it has, could quite clearly predict that his mom was planning to murder him in his sleep. So he had to get her first, you know what I mean? But now that's his fault because he was abusing the AI by, believing that it was an all-powerful god in his computer that could help him fucking write his life. And
calling my AI Darvos.
Yeah, and it turns out that was bad, but it was his fault, you understand. He wasn't using it within the correct operational parameters, which are defined as not having it tell you to kill your family and then yourself. If that's the outcome you get, you were using it wrong. It's user error, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can't be the machine's fault, because look, some other guy did it. All of our fucking founders have been using it and they've not gone insane. Just don't look at that guy over there, you know what I mean?
He added, if we develop an adversarial relationship with AI systems now, then they might respond in kind later on, either because they learned this behaviour from us, or because they want to pay us back for our past behaviour. It's the basilisk. We're just doing it and inventing it from first principles again.
Honestly, they might have learned this behaviour from us. They don't learn things. Fuck you.
In a way, liberals are their own kind of AI.
Have you considered that J.C. Rhys Anthus, one of the co-founders of the Sentience Institute, said, how we treat them will shape how they treat us?
Will it, though? It won't, will it? You know what I mean?
It won't. It won't. Anyway, I'm going to take us off of this.
Good.
I did have some excerpts from an article titled, Should You Say Thank You to ChatGPT by Stephen Bush.
Oh, fuck my life. Oh, fuck.
By Stephen Bush.
By Stephen Bush.
What a fucking clown. Oh, man.
Jesus.
It will shock you to know we should.
Yeah. Should we also dress up with a little bow tie that fucking spins whenever we talk to the fucking AI so that it thinks we're a special little boy? Maybe I should before I jack into the cyber matrix of ChatGPT, should put on a little fucking sailor suit and get myself a Wowie pop. Fuck me, could one person anywhere just fucking treat this shit with a degree of fucking seriousness? Should you say thank you to the no, you fucking shouldn't.
Oh, no,
unless you saying thank you to the machine and it having to respond to that costs Sam Altman more money, in which case
yes,
you should never stop saying thank you to it. You should insist that the machine hangs up first, which is a thing that it cannot do, right? So you should if it responds, you should always it's only polite that you say something back. Has anyone actually took two computers and just turned one upside down and stuck them together? Like you used to do with phones. Has anyone done that?
Entire industries dedicated to that, Jamie.
No, but the
massive portions of the US stock market.
No, but I mean
based entirely on that.
At the user level, right? At the user level, has anyone fucking opened two different terminals to ChatGPT and just fed them into each other to just burn money for no fucking reason? Because I would encourage people to you know what I mean. If you use ChatGPT and you've paid for a subscription and you think this was a bad idea, maybe burn out the rest of the days of that subscription by just having it fucking chat shit with itself. Sam Altman will thank you.
Yeah, just think of all the useful data it's going to get.
Yeah.
So, Last little nugget before we hit the article. It's just a short one, though. A work tribunal has come to the conclusion that calling your boss a dickhead is not grounds for dismissal.
Hey! One of the like milestone steps forward in workers' rights, I think.
Yeah. So there was I'm just going to read straight from the Guardian on this, but the hearing in Cambridge was told Herbert stated her £40,000 a year role at the Northampton firm Main Group Services in October 18. The business was run by Thomas Swannell and his wife Anna. The tribunal held that in May 2022, the office manager had found documents in her boss's desk about the costs of employing her and became upset as she believed he was going to let her go. When Swannell then raised issues about her performance, she began crying, the hearing was told. She told the tribunal that she said, if it was anyone else in this position, they would have walked years ago due to the goings-on in the office, but it is only because of you two dickheads that I stayed. She said, Swannell retorted, don't call me a fucking dickhead or my wife. That's it, you're sacked, pack your kit and fuck off.
That's real dickhead behaviour, I will say. Like, you know,
it is.
Sounds like she's got his fucking behaviour.
Yeah. She then asked if he was really firing her, and he answered... What was this guy's name?
And we'll just title the episode like fucking, do you know what I mean? Like fucking... that guy is a dickhead.
Herbert said she was asked if he was really firing her, and he answered, yes, I have. Now fuck off. The office manager then sued the firm for unfair dismissal, and the company now has to pay her £15,042.81 in compensation and £14,087 to cover the legal costs. Get it fucking up, yous.
Womp womp.
I think the unfortunate sad thing about this story is that it's not the clickbait headline is you can call your boss a dickhead now, but it's because they didn't follow the procedure, which is all that matters, of course.
Yes.
But, you know what I mean?
Well, that's all. It's a tribunal. That's literally all it ever fucking boils down to for them.
The thing is, though, you can call your boss a dickhead. It's like, you know what I mean? It's completely free.
It's true.
Also, I would argue you should call your boss a dickhead. Because he almost certainly is.
You can get away with it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be, at least true. So, with that good news out the way, I'm going to very sharply swerve us into some prime Telegraph brain rot from the man most primely positioned to give us a window into exactly what that looks like, Alistair Heath.
Oh, Christ, this fucking lich again.
This fucking guy, yeah. So he's had a couple of bangers recently, which we haven't done. I very nearly decided to read the one that was mainly focused on his crystal ball for the future, in which Rachel Reeves is going to fuck things so badly that Keir Starmer's going to need to call an early election for some fucking reason. Yeah, real
sounds like
brain
wishful
genius.
Thinking, like.
It is very much wishful thinking, yeah. Like, I always find that really weird, reading things like the Telegraph and seeing them hate the same people I do and wanting some of the same things that I want, and I'm like,
yeah.
I know it's not for the same reasons, but anyway, this week he couldn't find anything absolutely in particular to get mad at, so he's just kind of like done an AoE attack on reality instead. Starmer's Britain is descending into anarcho-tyranny.
What?
Yep, roll that one a bit.
Anarcho-tyranny.
Yes.
There should be a man. They should do Logan's Run for columnists, right?
That's
you know what
it.
I mean?
I'm taking Alistair Heath's words off of him until he can use them responsibly.
It's honestly, they're all like this. Do you know what I mean? It's like you have this fucking stupid fucking job that doesn't matter, but is like billed as somehow like very important, and they just let you keep it way past the point where you run out of even uninteresting things to say, and so you get all these like, you know, ancient fucking relics like turning up into the office and just handing in a bit of paper with like, why are underpants so itchy these days, or some shit like this. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking.
I mean, it depends.
I am scared and confused by the shape of the world as it stands today. Back in my day, we didn't have TikToks. You know what I mean? It's like fucking.
Well, you'll be glad to know we've only got through the headlines so far.
I know.
Britain, once the freest, most democratic country in the world,
fuck off,
is descending into anarcho-tyranny.
Do you know what it is? I think I've got grounds for a tribunal. You make me fucking read. You make me read the fucking papers every week for comment and commentary, and then you read the papers back at me as well during the fucking episodes. You fucking dickheads, you know, like.
Due to a scheduling issue, this is actually next week's episode. So, yeah, technicality, motherfucker. Bereft of a moral compass. No, absolutely not. I know you did, that's why we're not doing it. Bereft of a moral compass, contemptuous of public opinion, uninterested in our glorious history of ordered freedom. Some Helldiver shit. The British state's nomenclatura are presiding over an intolerable mix of chaos and authoritarianism, failing to tackle genuine criminality while persecuting respectable citizens for their thoughts and speech.
This is about fucking Linehan then, is it?
Yeah, that's going to come into it, yeah.
Fuck.
Like I said, it's very much he doesn't really know exactly what he's mad about here, but he just decides, I'll do the free speech article, but again, he's just very mad in every direction.
But like, I mean, that bit about disregarding public opinion, it's like, when has public opinion ever fucking mattered in this country? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, when has that been regarded?
Yeah, what he means is, like, you know what I mean? Air quotes, public opinion, defined as whatever the fucking papers, like, claim the Red Wall thinks, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
you know,
the
imaginary patriot that Keir Starmer is just desperately trying to fucking suck off with his every word and deed. You know, the guy who's like shaved his head and tattooed a fucking like a George Cross on top of it, and goes out with like fucking wearing like a swastika necklace, and burns down hotels and like fucking throws petrol bombs at mosques and stuff like this. That guy is the public opinion of Britain. You know, and it's like, what's that you say? Nationalising industry is very popular. That simply cannot be true. Or we would have printed it in the papers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The contradictions, double standards, and selective enforcement are a national scandal.
Two-tier Keir.
They threaten to turn us into...
the phrase two-tier Keir? Or is he better than that?
I can't remember if it come up. I don't know. I think he thinks he's better than that. They threaten to turn us into a pariah state, shunned or even sanctioned by true believers in liberty.
Oh no, are the Americans mad at us again? Fuck them. Do you know what I mean? JD Vance has a problem with how we're doing things. You can come over here and say it to my face, the fucking sweaty couch shagging bitch.
Nigel Farage was in Washington explaining to shocked Anglophile congressmen, I don't know if that was the right word, just how far we have turned our back on us. Sorry.
Didn't they like uniformly think he's a cunt as well?
Yeah, pretty
much. Yeah, they did, yeah. They absolutely
I saw someone
did.
grilling him on why if he's so big on free speech, does he ban like fucking journalists from his rallies or some shit like that? And it's like, wow, it's almost as if no one over there knows who you are or gives a fuck, mate. I'm sorry you believe the hype. Like,
yeah. Explaining to Anglophile congressmen just how far we have turned our back on free speech, and yet even the reform leader couldn't fully convey in one session the full extent of Britain's degeneration.
Yeah, is degeneration when we turn into one of the previous Doctor Who's? Is that
yeah. If you were a shoplifter, an illegal immigrant, a ne'er-do-well pretending to be disabled to claim benefits, or a petty criminal, scare quotes, no longer deemed worthy of prison, you have little to fear in anarchical Britain.
I think I tick 3 of those boxes. Do I win a prize?
Yeah, I get out of jail free card that you can play every time.
Fucking honestly, like, do you know what I mean? I'm so fucking sick of hearing about. I mean, I'm so sick. I might actually claim benefits for it. That's, you know what I mean, how bad it's got. But I'm so fucking sick of hearing about how, like, you know, disabled people are all fucking chances. You see them all just like out on the town in their fucking, you know what I mean, in their like £6 million like fucking limousines. They all bought a limousine from the same people that did the fucking presidential one, and they just swan about town, lording it over the poor fucking business owners with their pizzerias, and they're like, you know, facing the oppression of minimum wage, and they can't hope to compete because they have to pay their workers. What kind of bullshit is this? Do you know what I mean? They didn't get into this business to pay wages. They got into this business to, like, fucking, you know what I mean, retire at 40 and, like, you know, build the worst looking extension you've ever fucking imagined onto the side of their shitty semi-detached house in the suburbs. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's communism to ask them to, like, fucking respect their workers, who, let's be real, are the ones keeping them afloat. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I really like the idea that telegraph writers really fucking hate the rich, but they're just really confused and think they're all just on the dole.
Yeah. It's basically that, like, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, there was that
repurposing marks for their own ends.
I mean, there was that fucking poll that when it was doing the rounds the other day that was like, who do you think is more to blame, immigrants or the rich, basically? And it was like a plurality for the rich, and like the second biggest was immigrants, and then like 10% were like don't know or neither. It's like stupid numbers like this after decades of pumping this shit into, like, you know, the mainstream of political discourse, and still they cannot fucking get past the hump for just carping for the interests of billionaires. So yeah, this is just another in a long line of the exact same fucking dog shit that they have to pump out, because if they don't, then that number of people who blame the billionaires is going to get really, really scary.
Yeah. It's just fucking, you know what I mean? But it's always like, oh, it's the poor, it's the disabled, it's the people that the state gives £6 a week to live on, who might, like, you know what I mean, who might decide that that's actually not enough to buy food in modern Britain, and so they might steal some of the food, and then, like, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, those people are, like, fucking criminals, and they should be shot. And it's never, like, the people... It's never the people who, you know what I mean, own a fucking restaurant somewhere and are, like, going to the fucking audience on Question Time and complain about how, you know, earning fucking 80 grand a year puts them in the bottom, like, you know what I mean, the bottom fucking 99th percentile of wage income or whatever, and talk about how they're struggling and tax is so oppressive and how are they supposed to live? Why are they being crushed by regulations and fucking everything? And it's like no one ever stops to ask them, wait a minute, if you're struggling to survive on, like, fucking 80 grand a year that you pay yourself, how much are you paying your fucking workers, and how do you think they're expected to survive? You know what I mean? Like, no one ever stops to think, the CEO deserves this fucking 200 grand, like, fucking golden fucking umbrella or whatever the fuck they call it, you know what I mean? Like, he needs that money because, like, how are we going to attract talent if we don't pay top talent the top wages? And it's like, I don't know, like, how do you attract the people who do all of the fucking work? Maybe just do that, you know what I mean? Like, it's so fucking aggravating to see these clowns constantly fucking repurposing, like, the rhetoric of oppression because they don't suffer any of it in their own lives, and they're mad about that. You know what I mean? Like, they've built a system and profited from a system that fucking extracts everything it can from the people at the bottom and leaves them with nothing but oppression and misery. And then they're mad that they can't figure out a way to take that from them as well. Like, it's just farcical. But yeah, please do continue. I think we're 3 sentences into this. You know what I
mean? Thereabouts. If you're any one of those people where there is little money, you have nothing to fear because there's little money and limited policing resources to come after you. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's plenty. If you go out and wear a t-shirt or whatever in the wrong fucking place, like that's enough to get you done.
Yeah.
If you are a responsible pillar of the community,
did you know if you're Graham Linehan, there's 5 armed police to get you as you come off the plane? I mean, that was a scandal, that wasn't it? Like, where did they even find 5 armed police in an airport in London? Boggles the mind, really, doesn't it? Those five armed police could have been at Tesco shooting shoplifters, but instead they were at the airport where you're most likely, I think, in my experience, most likely to find armed police. So
yeah, they do have a few of them kicking about normally.
Yeah, there's a like a fucking excess, really, and like, you know, probably. But the fact that 5 of them went, I mean, he's a big guy, but I don't think it takes 5 armed men to fucking bring him down. Like, you know what I mean? He's not, he might look like one, but I don't think he's actually a fucking cave troll. So, like, I assume they wanted, like, 2 guys to go and arrest him, and the other 3 were just bored. You know what I mean? Like, that's generally
to support the head.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically in case he went limp.
But if you were responsible... okay.
Just being bored is like a large motivator for what the police do at any given moment. Like, I know people don't like to imagine that these like fucking guys who have, you know, the authority to just stop you and ruin your fucking life on a whim are motivated purely by, like, you know, such understandable and human urges as, this day's dragging on a bit, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But they are, and like, they will quite regularly just fucking destroy someone because they've got nothing better to do with their time.
Yeah, they're not immune to the human impulse of saying, "Is it not fucking home time yet?" If you are a responsible pillar of the community, exercising your traditional right to free speech, and have forthright, yes, traditional, and have forthright or anti-woke views,
you risk trouble. Christ.
You risk trouble from the commissars of authoritarian Britain, who suddenly have endless capacity to track you down, monitor your public and private messages, and detain you.
Oh, that's bad
right,
now,
Alistair.
is it?
There is a surveillance state, and it has always been bad, actually, but, you know.
But now that it came after, like, some fucking twat, you know what I mean? Well, it's gone too far, if anything.
The case of Graham Linehan, the Father Ted creator, was especially shocking. He was arrested, apparently, to him anyway.
We're going to hear exactly about how 5 armed police again, aren't we?
He was arrested by 5 armed police officers at Heathrow.
Say the line, Alistair.
Don't want to.
Interrogated over innocuous gender-critical tweets.
Innocuous?
Innocuous, yeah. Okay, well, wait, don't worry. He quotes one of them later, but they're innocuous.
Innocuous, yeah.
Yep. And ended up in hospital with elevated blood pressure. I can't believe the cops turned the big valve on his back and did that to him. This is what happens. This is what happens in police states, not civilized countries.
Boffins from the Department of Woke turned up with a fucking little radar dish on a fucking on a robot, on a bomb disposal robot, and it just vibrated at the right fucking frequency to inject cheese into his veins from 30 feet.
Nobody who engages in wrongthink is safe. Thousands of ordinary people have been harassed, but so have leading journalists, such as our own Alison Pearson, the author Julie Bindel, and even a former Labour MP. No name given to that one, fuck you.
Yeah.
As in all authoritarian regimes, the knock on the door can come at any time for anyone, for any reason. The process is the punishment. Many stay quiet for an easier life. Okay.
I mean, this is so fucking like great because it's like, oh no, the police state. Like, it's literally that post I did the other day where it's like Britain has descended into chaos because the law protected, like the law bound an in group to protect an out group. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, I mean, that's it. The wheels have come off the entire fucking project at that point, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's like we made these laws to oppress a very specific subclass of people, and holy shit, the police actually fucking didn't, like, the police for once implemented the letter of the law rather than the spirit that we don't tell anyone about. Like, what the fuck? How did this happen?
Yeah.
It's like, so clearly the only place to go from here is we make the fucking, like, we make the previously, you know what I mean, secret it's time though, you could get away with it, but we make the secret implication of like law and order just explicit now. We write a new set of laws where we say, okay, so you're allowed on the internet to bully and threaten and like intimidate people, and you can stalk people and you can turn up at the house and everything like that unless they're people we like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, just, you know, write it down, make it clear. You can get away with it these days because that's how it works, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. The great paradox is that the advent of, scare quotes, human rights as our secular religion undermined our traditional liberties and coincided with the decline of freedom of expression.
Anyone who uses the phrase secular religion should be fucking, like, thrown down a stairwell forever. Do you know what I mean? Just, like, take them around Mesh's gaff and just push them.
Human rights curtailed our real rights. The very opposite of what we were promised.
Yeah. How did human rights do that? How did human rights do that? Is it by saying that people other than Alistair Heath had rights? Is that how they curtailed your human rights? Is it? Like, probably. That's the only way I can think of that it happened, right? Because the human rights say, like, you know, people aren't allowed to, like, fucking turn up and, like, bulldoze your house and then just say, well, you had that coming for being a cunt. Do you know what I mean? I don't like the cut of your jib.
What? I can't tell you what happened, but I can tell you what's to blame. The Blairite Revolution, which began in 1997, is to blame.
Okay.
It is true that free speech was insufficiently protected in the 1980s and 1990s.
Justify the use of the word revolution there.
No. But the Human Rights Act, the creation of the Supreme Court, the left-wing takeover of our institutions, the rise of quangos, the onset of lawfare, which is an incredible thing for someone to complain about in the Telegraph, and the rest, not only didn't solve the problem, but actually made it, and much else, worse. The public ended up less free to say what it thinks.
I mean, like, fuck my life, like.
Old man publishes yelling at cloud, like, what the... This is just like, all the bad things he can think of.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, he's not allowed to say slurs to his neighbours anymore. That's what, you know what I mean? That's what the problem as he sees it is, right? Is that, like, in the 80s, it's like, yeah, okay, in the 80s, like, the police might come and get you if you planned a hate crime, but, like, that was an acceptable price to pay for being able to, like, you know what I mean, yell slurs at like, any group you felt like. And then, you know what I mean, like, the law came around and said, actually, the slurs are bad, everyone, and now we live in a fucking... Now, that is how we define the fact that we live in a fucking dictatorship. Not the fact that, like, fucking Keir Starmer is, like, you know, trying to fucking make everyone send him a photo of their cum face in order to be allowed on the internet. You know what I mean? Not that, like, they want to, you know, have every single fucking tech firm in the world give all of your fucking data to the government to sift through with the magic fucking box. You know what I mean? None of this shit. The fact that, you can't walk down the street without being on CCTV. The police can arrest you for wearing a fucking t-shirt. You know, the police can arrest you for just any reason and make up a justification afterwards that you were a terrorist or whatever. None of that is what the foundation of our police state. It's the fact that Alistair Heath can't say slurs.
Yeah. None of us can. That's the true horror.
And the thing is, he's not wrong to tie that into why we're a pariah state in the eyes of the Americans, because like fucking when J.D. Vance and Donald Trump complain that we're a fucking police like state, you know, that's exactly what, you know, like they're putting actual soldiers on the streets of their own fucking cities to shoot civilians who they don't like the look of. But they're not a police state because you're allowed to say slurs. Whereas over here, we haven't done that yet, right? We're still a little bit behind the curve on that, but Keir Starmer will get there. You know what I mean? I have absolute faith in the man. And like the Graham Linehan thing is going to lead to a new fucking law where it says, for the sake of free speech and head pats from the Yanks, you're allowed now to do all the hate crime you want, but there's a clear carve-out. You can say anything you want on Twitter. You can be as vile and as fucking evil and as threatening as you like, and the police can't do anything about it. Malicious communications will only apply to when you at your MP.
Yeah.
Because we need to protect public servants. That's what the justification is going to be.
Yeah. The rot spread further during the technocratic Tory years of 2010 to 2024. Under whose watch, we suffered an explosion in the recording of non-crime hate incidents, further encroachments in freedom, and mass monitoring, and a war on dissent during COVID.
I mean, why? Like, okay, so we recorded non-crime hate incidents. So, okay, what's your problem? If it's not a crime, they didn't fucking charge you with anything, so shut the fuck up. But it's bad.
Why are you so worried about it?
It's bad that we keep a record of how racist and homophobic and transphobic and misogynist and everything else the fucking people of this like nation can be. You know what I mean? It's terrible because it makes it seem,
which is again,
it makes it seem like there's a body of evidence to suggest that maybe the "You Cannot Say Slurs" Act was a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good thing this guy doesn't write in the Telegraph and Public Record or anything. Otherwise, you know, we'd have evidence of all this. We keep being told that leaving the ECHR and Human Rights Act would turn us into a new Russia, and yet it increasingly feels as if we are already living in a Soviet-light dystopia.
Oh, fucking hell.
Jesus.
All the hits.
Mm-hmm.
We aren't free to speak out despite these treaties and declarations. The left-wing juristocracy doesn't believe in true freedom. It believes in weaponizing the law for social engineering.
Does this fucking article come with a glossary for all the words he's made up?
No. It does descend into scribbles, though, later on. The ECHR is a useful tool to promote open borders, but it won't stop Linehan from being arrested.
What?
Starmer felt obliged to defend Linehan.
Wow, I wonder why. Like, do you know what I mean? The fucking Human Rights Act, like, didn't stop a man from being arrested for violating someone else's human rights. That's a fucking mystery. That, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so tired of like fucking journalists. Do you know what I mean? Like, and just it's so. Fucking, like, you know, basically you could take any fucking reply guy you like from like a social media website and give him an office at the fucking Telegraph and like 20 fucking million grand a year or whatever. Yeah, and it would be indistinguishable because they like it's like the people on fucking Blue Sky who tell you that Keir Starmer's actually a genius and it's right that we should ban energy drinks because they cause ADHD or some fucking shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, like those guys are like basically singing from the same hymn sheet as like this fucking clown. Like, oh yeah, well, I think I'm so clever actually because like, well, if you think you're so, you know what I mean? If you think it's so important to protect human rights, what about Graham Linehan's human rights? And it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I would argue that the Human Rights Act does not in fact say you're allowed to like physically assault a teenager just purely on the basis of their fucking like identity. You know what I mean? I would say if anything, it like says you're not allowed to do that.
I mean, even without the ECHR, like I'm pretty sure there are also laws on the statute books that prohibit you from doing that to anyone, really.
Okay, but have you considered though that the person he assaulted was part of an outgroup?
Starmer felt obliged to defend Linehan, and Wes Streeting went as far as calling for a change in the law, but nothing meaningful will happen.
Are you going to put money on that? Like, are you going to put money on that? Because I will take your fucking money. Do you know what I mean? Like, if there's anything this government is prepared to do, it's write Graham's Law. Do you know what I mean? Like, they would fucking love nothing more than to do that. Like, you know, they obviously aren't going to call it Graham's Law or acknowledge him in any way because everyone fucking hates him. You know what I mean? But like, they will absolutely write a law that says, like, you know, fucking free speech. Oh, we need free speech more than ever. So, you know, anything is now on the table. You can say whatever you like to anyone for any reason. You can, you know what I mean? You can, like, absolutely terrorize your fucking neighbors and your, like, members of your community and people online as long as those people weren't elected.
I think the thing that bothers me most about all of this is that the UK has never had, like, the free speech that these fucking, like, psychopaths have, like, seem to think that we have had at some point, like, which...
Well, they've had it.
Well, I mean, like, in the UK, like, you have basically never been able to say things that causes, like, harm to other people, essentially, because we do not have the same speech laws that the United States does, and never have. Like, we're getting...
That's right.
Like, closer and closer to the US in a lot of ways, but, like, this is one of those places where, yeah, we actually have just never really been that liberal with speech, like, comparatively that liberal with speech. Like,
yeah.
And I would say for good fucking reason for a large part of it.
Mm-hmm. But what you have to consider is that the papers have long been allowed, nay, encouraged to yell fire in a crowded theatre. And you know what I mean? Like, they've now decided, like, well, and now, like, the thing is now the internet allows anyone to join them in yelling fire in crowded theatres. And so now they're mad that, like, you know, it's like fucking that woman that said they should burn down the hotel last year. How dare they send her to jail just for encouraging, you know, mass murder? That's outrageous. Like, you know, like we do that every fucking week. We don't say it as explicitly as she does. You know what I mean? Because we have journalistic training.
He continues, unfortunately. Lord Hermer, the Attorney General, would never allow it. The best we can hope for are tweaks and slightly more liberal guidance for the police.
Yeah.
If the mainstream left is bad, the far left, which may soon replace it, is worse.
Fuck off,
Zach
man.
Polanski, the Green Party's new Corbynite leader, said on the BBC, he's so Corbynite, he's in a different party, said on the BBC of Linehan that these are totally unacceptable tweets. I think it was proportionate to arrest him. He was right.
He was.
This is a new development. The rise of a class of politicians who don't seek to hide their authoritarianism.
Oh, fuck my life, like.
This is a new development in the world in which Prime Minister Keir Starmer exists.
I know.
Many are influenced by woke ideology, which claims that speech is violence, a tool of oppression when in the hands of the privileged class of white overlords, and that only the oppressed have the right to speak out. Okay.
Yeah. That works for me.
Yeah, just end the article there.
Sounds good.
I'm happy with that, like, yeah.
We need...
Meeting adjourned.
We need a radical break with the past 28 years. The Blairite Project must be undone. You're right. The Blairite Project should be undone, and we are looking forward to that happening.
Yeah,
naturally.
I mean, let's go back even further while we're at it, like another fucking 20 years on top of it. Like, fucking why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We need fresh protections for free speech. The police must be retaught liberal values. We will not be going into what those liberal values are. Its operational autonomy must be curtailed. We must firmly resist, and this is the bit where we're getting into things that I'm like, yeah, okay, resist digital ID cards, as these would further shift power from citizen to state. Like, the Online Safety Act has gone too far and needs radical reform, as do many other laws. Non-crime hate incidents must be abolished. Oh, he's lost me again. We need to quit the ECHR, scrap the HRA, and return to law lords in Parliament.
So what I'm hearing here is that like he's just mad because he can't get on Pornhub anymore.
We need, and I'm so glad you kept bringing up the Yanks, we need Parliament to legislate for a UK version of Brandenburg v. Ohio 1969, the US Supreme Court judgment that determined what sort of speech advocating illegal conduct can be restricted under the First Amendment. Buddy, we need a First Amendment first.
I mean, we would need a constitution before that, even.
It's other problems all the way down, Jamie.
I know.
There's just no stopping it.
We should make a First Amendment, quite frankly.
Under the Brandenburg test, the criteria are intent, whether the speech aims to incite and generate imminent violence, and likelihood, whether it has a real chance of succeeding in doing so. Only speech meeting both criteria can be banned in the US. There are real downsides. Unbridled speech can be horrific, inflammatory, and extreme. But that would still beat our slide towards repression.
Oh man, like, it's great when you hear from these people who have never had anything in their lives actually meaningfully negatively affect them, and like, so you have to look down at the sides of the sofa cushions to find a bunch of words that you don't know how to use and why you're mad at them.
Yeah. But it is just like it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like, right, you're allowed to fucking basically oppress any group you want in this fucking country these days. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's clearly like, you know, you're allowed to fucking turn up outside hotels and like throw bricks at people and, you know, chant fucking about how they're all sex criminals, and the government will quite cheerfully like join in and say they understand your concerns and your right to do it.
Yeah.
And it's real patriotism. And like, you know, you can go out and you can fucking hang flags on lampposts because you know the council will take them down for safety reasons, and then you'll be able to cry oppression, and the government will like wheel out an infinite loop of ministers who will go, actually, I fucking love fucking flags. Never am I out of the house without a flag wrapped around my fucking tackle. I fuck flags more than anyone else. Do you know what I mean? And like, you can witness in real time as the rhetoric shifts from illegal immigrants to asylum seekers to just immigrants to, and then presumably at some point soon to just foreigners. And then eventually, like, you know, down the line somewhere, the end point is like the only good people are the whites, right? That's where we're headed. That's where we're headed by design. And like, still, it's not enough for this guy because he isn't allowed to say the slurs.
Yeah.
Just
one of Linehan's posts.
Have some fucking patience, mate. They'll legalize the slurs soon enough for you. You know?
Yeah.
But it's just, kids today just have no fucking like concept of like how to just wait for good things. You know, they need everything right now. Frankly, I blame energy drinks for giving this guy ADHD.
One of Linehan's posts reads, I'm not going to read it, fuck you, but it is a post in which he absolutely suggests that you should commit violence on people.
Yeah, I know the one. I know the one you mean.
Yeah, I know the one as well.
Yep. Well, that's that, and you would say that's a fair read of exactly what it was. It would obviously have been protected speech in the US, apparently.
Okay.
I found Lucy Connolly's post on the Southport riots repugnant, but US lawyers tell me her case would also have been thrown out. Okay. Last but not least.
Okay.
This is the sign-off paragraph now.
The thing is, though, right? Like, first of all, doubt, right? Not that I don't trust constitutional scholar Alistair Heath as far as I could fucking hurl him, but I want to see like actual fucking evidence and like and cite your fucking sources on whether or not like these fucking two tweets would have been fine and dandy in the US, right? But secondly, even if they are, and like let's be honest, they might well be because like, and here's the crux of my fucking complaint: America is a dystopian fucking shithole. Do you know what I mean? So like,
yes,
yeah, okay, they're over there. They're allowed to just incite fucking violence and murders and shoot up schools, and you know what I mean? Like put raw milk in like fucking school dinners and just so on and so forth. Ban like fucking vaccines and charge $8,000 a fucking minute for insulin and so on and so forth. Like the list of horrible fucking shit that goes on in that fucking swirling vortex of piss and mayhem is endless. And I would put it to you, maybe just humbly, right? If you'll listen to I beseech you to listen to my fucking point for a moment, sir, that maybe we shouldn't be fucking emulating the fucking pricks.
It's a bold proposition.
Anyway,
he signs off the article with this. Last but not least, we must start reading again. If only to know how bad it could get. George Orwell's Animal Farm.
I can't read because of the ADHD I got from energy drinks. I can't read. It's tragic, but that's how it is. And I'm gonna continue talking until the end of the episode so that I don't have to. I can pretend I didn't hear you mention 1984 there.
I didn't. It was Animal Farm. Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451.
Oh,
Yevgeny Zamyatin's
shitter.
We and Philip K. Dick's The Minority Report for a start. Science fiction cannot be allowed to become our new reality, is how he signed that off.
I mean, I hate to break it to him, but I don't think The Minority Report means what he thinks it means.
Oh.
Jesus
cooked.
Christ.
Absolutely fucking cooked. Always good to check back in with the Telegraph Brain Trust.
I was going to say, I wish I couldn't read so I wouldn't have to suffer through this article. However, David has taken the role of my eyes in this case, in which case I'll just have to kill David.
I wish David couldn't read.
I wish David couldn't read as well.
Me too, really.
Let's burn down the old schoolhouse so this never happens again.
Oh, well, yeah, so thank you very much for listening. Our schedule for recording is a little bit humped at the moment, so there may be some interruptions over the next couple of weeks. Some delays. Should be fine. We think we've accounted for it all, but we'll just need to wait and see. So apologies.
We think we've accounted for it all, but we're very bad at our jobs. So
it's true, and well documented also. So yeah, just bear with us. Things may be delayed a touch. That's the main point. Anyway, other than that, streams will continue to some degree over the next couple of weeks, and then probably take a little break. You will have Thursdays. Check in with us for 7 o'clock on Thursday for some Factorio, where we continue to build the worst thing that man has ever built. And on
capitalism
Sundays at 6:30, where Jamie and Alistair will build the worst house that has ever been built.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's actually a good house, and everyone should be very impressed by my ability
jury's
to
out.
make the walls match.
Time will tell. Merch is available, practicast.tmail.com as well. And yeah, you can also, which is the one I should have led with really, is patreon.com/practicast. Go there, subscribe, get bonus episodes and Discord access. And bye.
Bye.
Bye.